know if there was much discussion. I believe this is just an extension, if I'm correct. Try to get to the right page. This is for the task order in the amount of $24,529, if I'm not incorrect.
Mayor Tome.
Sorry.
This one was for just an additional 2,500
Okay.
for the water quality trading
I'm on the
effort.
wrong page.
The next one, you're on target for the next task order in terms
Okay.
of cost.
Yep, that's what I remember. It's just the additional 2,500. Any questions on this from council? If none, I'll entertain a motion to approve that task order.
Second.
Have a motion and second to approve the task order for water quality and phosphorus abatement. Any discussion on that? If none, could we please take a voice vote? Or roll call, sorry.
Clark.
Aye.
Reed.
Aye.
Tylen.
Aye.
Traxler.
Aye. Number 2, consider and take action on task order 2019-1 for industrial discharges into the wastewater treatment facility. This one came before the committee of the whole as well for discussion. I don't believe there are many questions, but this is going to implement the ability to monitor some of the industrial input into our wastewater treatment facility. There's several steps involved in that. Jason Leith is here if you have any questions. Are there any questions from the council on this? This is the task order that's in the amount of $24,529. Unless there's any questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve task order 2019-01.
Motion to approve task order 2019-01.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the task order. Any discussion on that? If none, could we please take a roll call?
Reed.
Aye.
Tylen.
Aye.
Traxler.
Aye.
Clark. Unanimous.
Thank you. Agenda item number 3, consider and take action on request of HLPC to refinish floors in pavilion. Carolyn Fredericks did come in to explain that there's going to be a multitude of projects happening at the pavilion very soon. The first one being the refinishing of the hardwood floors. This is a donation made from the Merle Gunther family through the pavilion, I believe. This would be to take action and approve that initial project at the pavilion. Any questions? Carolyn is here to answer them. Andy?
Oh, sorry. Nope.
All right. Unless there's any questions, I'll take a motion to approve the refinishing of the floors in the pavilion.
Oh, motion to approve the refinishing of the floors in the pavilion.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the refinishing of the floors. Any discussion on that? If none, could we please take a roll call, Pat?
Tylen.
Aye.
Traxler.
Aye.
Clark. Reed.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Number 4, consider and take action on ordinance to repeal section 106-35 relating to the beautification committee. This is something that we discussed previously, and Attorney Johnson brought to our attention. I think it's a matter of housekeeping to pull this part out of the code so we can recreate something, if that's correct?
That would be correct.
Okay.
And as usually is the case, and is why you are doing this in the first place, when you do a search of the beautification committee, it comes up in several different places within the code. So in order to do a complete scrub of the beautification committee from the City of Columbus code, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 changes that you need to make to your code. So the ordinance in front of you addresses all of those changes. The one part of this that you have not talked about before is that the beautification committee used to have certain tasks that I don't think were ever implemented or followed through upon. But with the elimination of the beautification committee, I had to put somebody in charge of the receipt of those tasks, so I put the common council in for all of those particular tasks. The first one is to receive a report from the city forester, which I'm pretty sure has not happened any time in the last 10 years or so. The second one is to, if there's ever an objection to an action by the city forester, the common council will hear the appeal, which has probably not happened in 20 or 30 years. And the last one is that, as part of the subdivision review process, the common council is to review plans, which is something that you do anyway. When a subdivision comes through, landscape plans are still going to be reviewed by the plan commission, but the other plans will be approved by the council. So, I wasn't sure if the common council wanted to accept those three additional roles on top of its already busy schedule, but because they don't come up very often, I thought I'd start there.
Thank you. Are there any concerns, council?
My question is, will the beautification task force still work on beautification plans until a new committee is created?
I don't know. Do you know what, if there's been regular reoccurring meetings yet? Patrick?
They have been meeting once a month
Okay.
yet.
The beautification task force right now is kind of an ad hoc citizens group, I think is probably the best way to put it, and isn't officially organized as a city committee or commission yet. It certainly can be if that's your choice, and that's also one of the reasons that the beautification committee from before is being eliminated, in case that was going to be codified later on.
Any other questions on this? As a matter of procedure, do we need to waive rules or reading for this?
You do, both.
Okay, then the first thing we'd need to do is waive the rules.
Motion to waive the rules.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to waive the rules. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And we'll need a motion to waive the reading.
Motion to waive reading.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to waive the reading. Any discussion on that? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Now we can accept a motion to take action to repeal section 106.35 relating to the beautification committee.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to repeal section 106.35 relating to the beautification committee. Any discussion on that? If none, could we please take a roll call, Pat?
Traxler?
Aye.
Clark? Reed?
Aye.
Tylen?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you. Number 5, consider and take action on driveway waivers for properties along James Street. I think I'll let you explain this, Paul.
This is one of the last issues pertaining to the James Street reconstruction project. As part of that project, the city staff identified what turned out to be 21 driveways that were within the West James, East James corridor that didn't meet the requirements of city code for driveways, either because they were too wide or there might have been 2 driveways on one property or other variations. Instead of requiring the landowners to bring the driveways into compliance, staff is suggesting to the council that the driveways be allowed to remain as is, as they were all there before the work was done, and they were all there most likely before the subdivision ordinance was put in place in the first place. So what the staff is proposing to do is to record a document with the Register of Deeds for each of these driveways that says, we know this driveway is non-conforming. Mr. and Mrs. Landowner, you may keep your driveway just like it is until such time as you need to replace it, and then you'll have to bring it into code then. And that will eliminate any potential title problem or a question about having an illegal driveway. We're basically saying it's fine, just you're okay for now. So that is basically a housekeeping measure for the end of the James Street project.
Thank you, Paul. Any questions? If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the driveway waivers as submitted in our packet.
Motion to approve the driveway waivers for James Street?
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the driveway waivers for James Street as submitted in our packet. Any further discussion on that? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Number 6, consider and take action on the mayoral appointment of Ashley Schwarer to the Recreation Advisory Committee. Ashley had filled out an online application expressing interest in serving on the Rec Committee. As you know, I've mentioned it in my mayor's report for several meetings now that the Rec Committee was in need of someone to fill a vacancy. There was, I believe it was Ariana Morschauser had recently resigned because she didn't have time to serve. So I'm glad to find someone willing to put the time into serving there. Unless there's any questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the appointment of Ashley Schwarer to the Recreation Advisory Committee.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion, a second, to approve the mayoral appointment. Any discussion on that? If none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Number 7 is included on your amended agenda. There's a job description for the deputy treasurer. This was discussed at the committee of the whole at the last meeting. It's coming back to this meeting for action of the council to approve. This would be moving from a current part-time position into a full-time position. If there's any questions. Patrick, did you want to make a comment?
Yeah, I was just reviewing the packet today and this job description. I just had one suggestion I'd like to see this, and it's in some of our other job descriptions, under essential duties and responsibilities, just to add a point saying perform related duties as required, kind of just a catch-all at the bottom. So if council would be okay with that, I would just ask that to be included in the document.
Good suggestion. Thank you, Patrick. Is anyone opposed to adding that? Okay. Unless there's any other questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the job description for deputy treasurer as a full-time position and adding perform-related duties as required under essential duties and responsibilities.
Motion to approve the job description for deputy treasurer.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the job description for deputy treasurer with the addition as read. Any discussion on that? If none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. On to number 8, consider and take action of mayoral appointment of Patricia Gable as city clerk. Pat has been serving as interim clerk for several months now. I did meet with Pat a couple weeks ago, and we had an interview, and she's here for a mayoral appointment for a reason. In our discussion, Pat clearly expressed great satisfaction in assisting those seeking information and resources, regardless of how or who may be requesting assistance at City Hall. Her extensive work experience as deputy clerk for the city has given her confidence when facing challenges. Myself and many others have seen that confidence grow significantly in her role as acting clerk. Pat also very clearly presented a desire for continued growth, training, certification, and an understanding of a challenging and ever-evolving statutory office. These are all very important qualifications, and I'm confident in her ability to serve in the position as the next Columbus City Clerk. With that, I would be looking for a motion to approve Pat Gable as the next City Clerk.
I make a motion to approve Pat Gable as the next city clerk.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the mayoral appointment of Pat Gable as the next City Clerk. Any discussion on that? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, Pat. Thank you very much. All right, number 9, consider and take action on applications for operators licenses for January 1st, 2018 to June 30th, 2020. I saw none in the packet. Okay, we have none. Number 10, consider and take action on claims in the amount of $3,554,367. Any discussion or questions on the claims? Obviously, the claims packet is a high amount because, again, we're receiving tax payments at City Hall that are going out to other taxing authorities or agencies. Any questions? If none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims in the amount read.
Motion to approve claims in the amount of $3,554,367.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the claims as submitted. Any discussion on that? If none, can we please take a roll call, Pat?
Reed.
Aye.
Tylen.
Aye.
Traxler.
Aye.
Clark. Unanimous.
Thanks, Pat. Report of city officers. I had the intentions of preparing a lot more for my report, but didn't have a whole lot of time. First off, I wanted to thank Keegan for helping us out tonight and broadcasting the meeting over the cable channel. Thanks for helping us out this evening. Also, thanks to the DPW crews for their snow removal efforts since our last meeting. Winter's kind of been condensed into the last 3 weeks, and I know they've done a good job of taking care of the snow removal in the city. We've had quite a bit as compared to recent years. And also wanted to mention the listening session that was held at the annex since the last meeting. Again, that was the first significant snowfall that we had, but still we had very good attendance. I think it was between 25 and 30 people that evening that showed up at the annex. So happy to see the council continuing the tradition of having listening sessions. Andy, if you want to say something about it after I'm done, please feel free. And one last thing I wanted to mention is Columbus Water and Light Superintendent Eric Anthen has recently resigned from his position. Eric worked for Water and Light Utility for 10 years, 3 as assistant superintendent and 7 as superintendent. I'm not making a statement on behalf of Eric or the Water and Light Utility or the commission, but I felt compelled to make a few comments based upon my interactions with Eric as a city official for the past 6 years. I observed Eric successfully build and foster positive and productive partnerships with city administration and staff in both a management and fiscal manner while working on city infrastructure projects, whether it was the 1660 state project, future state highway projects, or local street projects. He contributed greatly in his involvement and understanding of local development projects, as well as when needed with city DPW, police and fire department, and emergency management events. He was open, inviting to schools to tour facilities and offer educational opportunities for students in our local schools. Eric was a productive manager of his staff, crew, and employees, and he was very proud of the level of service they provided, or that they provide utility customers and the community. In recent years, Eric successfully found and helped initiate a lead remediation grant with funding in the amount of over $300,000 to replace lead laterals at no cost to property owners. This funding will be exhausted by the end of 2019. He left the utility with the commission that supports future lead remediation efforts with new state laws that will allow local utilities to address lead pipe remediation through local ordinance and future grant opportunities. Eric leaves the Water and Light Utility in great shape, and he is due credit for his efforts. Thank you, Eric Anthen, and I wish you the best in whatever you do next, and I know he will be an asset wherever that might be. So, thanks, Eric. Did you want to add anything about the listening session?
No, you covered it pretty well.
All right.
Thanks everybody for coming out. And
Okay.
We'll do it again soon.
Okay. Patrick?
Thank you, Mayor. You just got a couple of updates. I wanted to just share from last night. We had our first municipal court ad hoc committee meeting, and knowing we had a lot of work to do, I thought the meeting was very productive. We really drilled down into the areas we got to focus on, and appreciated the work of the members, and I think we're off to a great start there. Wanted to report last Friday that city staff worked with DOT staff on an update for the Highway 89 project, which is still scheduled for 2022. At this point, just kind of going through the design work. Jason's working on utility issues, and the preparations for real estate acquisitions are starting, which, as I remember from James Street, is a responsibility of the city side. So we'll be working on that. I want to just follow up on the comments about Eric Anthen. Just from a personal standpoint, I'll miss him as a colleague and appreciate the relationship that we had during my time here. Always, I'm happy that he'll still be my friend and going forward, but wish him the best of luck. And finally, just also to express my happiness for Pat for being appointed the city clerk. Ever since I've worked here, whether it be deputy clerk or now in the interim clerk, going forward as city clerk. I've always appreciated her hard work and dedication to her job and expect nothing less going forward. So very happy for Pat. Nope, that's it.
Motion to adjourn?
Have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We stand adjourned for a few minutes and we'll return with the committee of the whole meeting. Thank you.